Not everyone who supports your growth understands how to handle it. Some people praise you while quietly comparing themselves to you. They clap when your progress is small. They smile when your confidence is still safe. But the moment your growth changes the way others see you, their support becomes colder. That is where fake support begins. Not with open hatred, but with a golden handshake hiding a cracked mask. And if you mistake that mask for loyalty, you give access to the wrong people. Fake support is hard to notice because it does not arrive as an attack. It arrives as praise with weight behind it. A compliment that sounds warm but leaves you uneasy. A smile that appears at the right time but disappears when your life improves. A person who supports your plans when they are only plans, but becomes quiet when those plans start working. This is the hidden pattern. Some people do not dislike you when you are struggling. They dislike the version of you that no longer needs their approval. That is the part most people miss. They confuse presence with loyalty. They think, this person is still around, so they must be happy for me. But presence is not proof of loyalty. Some people stay close because your growth gives them something to measure. They want to know how far you are rising. They want to know who respects you now. They want to know whether you are becoming harder to influence. Look at the small signals. You share a serious win. You make progress. They remind you of who you used to be. You gain confidence. They become strangely casual, as if your growth is not worth noticing. They are not openly against you. That would make the situation too clear. They support you in public, then weaken your confidence in private. This is why fake support is dangerous. It gives you warmth while quietly lowering your guard. It makes you speak more, share more. And the more access you give, the more they learn where your approval still lives. Most people respond to fake support in the wrong way. They try to win the person back. They become warmer, they share more details. They explain their goals with more emotion. They try to prove they have not changed. But that is the mistake. When someone is quietly comparing themselves to you, your extra openness can become fuel. Not because you should see enemies everywhere, but because comparison changes how people process your success. Modern psychology suggests that envy often grows through social comparison. When someone sees your progress as a mirror of what they lack, your win may feel like pressure to them. That pressure can turn into distance. Cold praise. Subtle exclusion. Small remarks that reduce your confidence. Not always. Not in every person. But often enough that a strategic person pays attention. The danger is not their envy. The danger is your blindness to it. Every smile as loyalty. Every "I'm happy for you" as proof. But loyalty is not measured by words during your rise. It is measured by how someone behaves when your rise changes the room. Do they become smaller around you? Do they make your win feel awkward? Do they move the focus back to themselves? Do they support you only when your growth does not threaten their position? If the answer keeps repeating, you do not need drama. You need distance. The wrong move is confrontation without clarity. The wrong move is accusation without pattern. The wrong move is handing your private life to someone who has already shown discomfort with your progress. You do not need to expose them. You need to stop overfeeding the connection. This reflects a Machiavellian idea. People often judge appearances before they understand reality. They see the handshake, they see the smile, they see the public support. But very few see the resentment behind the mask. Machiavelli understood that social life is not built only on truth. It is built on perception. On what people appear to be, and what they hide until power shifts. In strategic terms, fake support is not just about friendship. It is about information. When someone has access to your plans, emotions, and weaknesses, they can shape how others see you. Not always loudly, sometimes with one sentence. He has changed. She thinks she is better now. He is getting ahead of himself. She is not who she used to be. That is how reputation gets damaged. Not through open war, through small signals placed in the right ears. And this is why your access must become selective. Not cold to everyone. Not selective. Machiavelli's principle suggests that what people appear to be is not always what they are. So a strategist does not rush to trust performance. A strategist watches consistency. The support that is real remains steady when your status rises. The support that is fake becomes uncomfortable when you are no longer easy to rank beneath them. That is the shift. You stop asking, "Do they sound supportive?" You start asking, "Does their behavior stay clean when I grow?" Because appearance can protect a lie. And loyalty without consistency is only theater. The power shift begins when you stop rewarding fake support with full access. You do not need anger. You do not need a speech. You do not need a dramatic exit. You only need control over what you reveal. First, reduce emotional detail. If someone has shown quiet resentment, stop giving them the full map. They do not need to know every plan, every private struggle, every next move. Give simple answers. Keep your tone calm. Let your results speak later. Second, watch how they respond to your boundaries. A loyal person may notice the distance, but they will not punish you for it. A fake supporter often becomes irritated when access decreases. They may call you distant. They may joke about you changing. They may act offended that you no longer report every detail. That reaction tells you something. Not everything, but enough to slow down. Third, stop chasing their approval. Fake support works because you still want the mask to be real. You want the handshake to mean loyalty. You want this, but emotional discipline means accepting what the pattern has already shown. Do not fight for warmth from people who become cold around your progress. Fourth, protect your reputation quietly. Do not complain about them to everyone. Do not turn the room into a court case. Just become harder to misread. Be calm, be consistent, be respectful. Let your behavior make their private resentment look unnecessary. That is reputation protection. Not defending yourself loudly. Not proving anything. Staying measured until the false support loses influence. This is where control returns. You stop giving your emotional life to people who only liked you when you were easier to predict. In a workplace or social group, fake support often appears as public praise and private reduction. Someone says, "That is great, I'm happy for you." Then later adds, "Let's see how long it lasts," or, "You got lucky," or, "Do not forget where you started." The wrong response is to defend your progress, to explain your effort, to convince them your success is deserved. That pulls you into their frame. The strategic response is calm. You say less. You stay professional. You keep your next move private. You let the pattern reveal itself over time. If they are loyal, they will adjust. If they are competing, your distance will expose their discomfort. In a friendship or relationship, fake support can be softer. They may celebrate you when you are tired, but become uneasy when you become confident. They may like your dreams when they are far away, but become cold when those dreams start changing your life. The wrong response is to shrink yourself to keep the connection comfortable. You start hiding good news. You make your wins smaller. You apologize for growing. That is how fake support trains you to betray yourself. The strategic response is not cruelty. It is honesty with boundaries. Share less with people who cannot hold your growth without making it about them. Notice who brings peace. Notice who brings tension after every win. Then choose access accordingly. In online or message conversations, fake support often hides behind delayed energy. They watch everything. They like nothing. They appear when something fails. They disappear when something succeeds. Or they send small comments that look harmless. Must be nice. The wrong response is to send long messages. To ask what they mean, to chase the old warmth. The strategic response is restraint. Do not reward subtle resentment with emotional attention. Do not turn a small remark into a full conversation. Answer simply. Or do not answer at all if the message is only bait for insecurity. It is access control. Your attention is not public property. The goal is not to become paranoid. Paranoia sees enemies everywhere. Strategy sees patterns clearly. There is a difference. A paranoid person accuses before observing. A strategic person observes before adjusting. A paranoid person becomes bitter. A strategic person becomes selective. A paranoid person wants revenge. A strategic person protects peace, reputation, and direction. That is the identity shift. You stop needing every supporter to be real. You stop trying to turn every fake smile into loyalty. You stop handing your private world to people who only liked you when your life felt smaller. Some people will support your struggle because it keeps them above you. But they will not support your rise because it forces them to face themselves. Do not hate them for it. Do not chase them for it. Do not build your life around proving your heart to them. Just see the mask, respect the pattern, and close the door quietly. The strongest move is not exposing fake support. It is no longer needing it. Pause. If you want to understand the next layer of power, watch how access changes respect, because once people can no longer reach every part of you, they start revealing how they truly saw you. Fake support needs access to survive. Remove the access. The mask has nothing left to hold.